Hey, so it's super late. I was intending on, trying to release these before a certain time, but it's like midnight-ish. So, yeah, I didn't want to miss it, but it's basically tomorrow. Um, yeah, I can give you kind of a brief like rundown of what happened. My uncle tried to contact me today. I didn't respond. But I sent him a message later in the day. He's up usually during, um, normal people hours. At a time frame that would be necessary for like a 9 to 5 or whatever. But yeah, that happened. Um, Something kind of neat, I guess, is I was on my walk today, and I kind of realized this a couple of days ago, but I've kind of been taking these past couple of days to just sort of appreciate it. On my walk, and I don't know if I've already mentioned this, on my walk, there's this amazing view where if you're like at the top of this, like, it's kind of like a small hill, like very, very small. Um, if you look kind of like right between the trees, right? Like you kind of just like look right through the trees. There's a perfect view of like downtown Los Angeles, like the skyscrapers and everything like that. And I really like it whenever I'm passing by because you can't see that view from anywhere else in the park. Like everywhere else is just full of trees and foliage, or there's buildings in the way. So, you've got all this other stuff just kind of blocking your view. But that one spot, it's like it perfectly outlines the like the downtown area, I guess. So you've got like the Pepsi building again. I don't know if that's what it is. It looks like the logo on the top of it. I don't know, but yeah, like you've got like that building in the center. You can see look like a sail sort of. You've got all these other buildings and everything that just like all the tallest buildings are just like perfectly encapsulated in this like little opening in the foliage, and it's great. It's great to look at, and I really like to take time to just stop and appreciate it. Like it's one of those things where it's like a stop and smell the roses kind of thing. Uh, when everything's kind of going crazy in life, and you just kind of want to take a moment to just stop and take a breath and kind of appreciate what's around you. I'm not really a big fan of the city. I kind of personally hate cities in general, like bigger cities. Los Angeles being probably one of the biggest ones that I dislike. Sorry if you're from here, but I grew up in like small town, uh, little place called Arizona City. Like basically exists on very few maps. So I don't know. Uh, but yeah, like that's essentially where I grew up. It's a nice place, but it's out in the middle of nowhere. One of the things that I really appreciate about Arizona City is the skyline, or I guess like the view of the sky, not skyline. Um, in the middle of the night, Arizona City has one of the best views of the night sky and the Milky Way and just anything like sky related. It's so freaking beautiful out there. That and the thunderstorms are amazing to watch. Granted, the flooding that comes afterwards is, it can be shitty, but at least it fucking rains out there. I think we've had rain 5 times in the past year in California. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd say Arizona's a good balance between here and like foggy London town where it's always raining, spare for like a day out of the year. That's probably a little over exaggerated, but hey, if you're from there, let me know. I've got a friend from that area, but I haven't been able to speak to her in a while. Um, life and everything. Um, if she ever sees this, hi, but I doubt it. Um, yeah, I don't know. I miss my desert. I do, and I miss having a nice, large and affordable house for less than we're paying for rent for this tiny little apartment. That's probably one of the bigger things that I miss, and the large amount of friendlier people that were in the area. Not that people around here aren't friendly. It's just they're very suspicious, and understandably so. I've been screwed over a couple of times since getting here. I've been punched in the face for being white. Um, that was a day. I I'm still processing the whole situation. Um, but yeah, um, California's not exactly what I thought it was going to be. Uh, I don't know what I thought it was going to be, but not this. Um, I am going to be putting in more applications here in a little bit. Well, tomorrow. Um, I have basically like a set time that I'm usually setting in applications. It's usually like 8 to noon, and then like I'll be like doing interviews or whatever like really really early in the day. Um, so it's whatever. Uh, but yeah, I had an idea for a specific job that if SpaceX doesn't get back to me, which a little part of me thinks that they won't, I can always try to apply for. There's a movie theater down the road from us, and granted, it's a job. No, that's it. It's just a job. It's not SpaceX, but it's a job. But I don't know. Maybe that could be taken as a good and a bad thing. Um, I don't know. My thinking is that any job that I can, you know, see multiple different people every day, uh, isn't a bad thing. Granted, a little part of me thinks or feels that I would be extremely, I don't know. I don't want to say insignificant because it's kind of exactly what I'm thinking, but a little part of me kind of feels lesser for doing a job that's less than what Lily is doing. Um, she still works at SpaceX. She's trying to help me get my job back and everything like that. And my mentor is telling me that, well, now that if I can't get my Thursdays off for my meetings, that it's gonna be more difficult for me to do what it is I need to do. So, that's great. But the way I see it is, even if I'd be missing meetings, like working at SpaceX, I would still be able to do what it is I need to do. Granted, I would be losing a lot of steam because those meetings are very reinvigorating. The way I've compared it is it's like filling your gas tank, you know. Um, and not every meeting is like the equivalent of like a full tank, but you know, it's close enough. It's like every once in a while, like I've had a couple of meetings where like it's like a full tank and then some. Um, I went to a thing called Spring Leadership, which was this huge meeting in Vegas, which was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Didn't sleep a whole lot, but I had a lot of fun. Even like during the church service, I'm not Catholic or anything, uh, Christian based, but it was still interesting to just see some of the people that I know, some friends, kind of just getting really into it. Um, my the friends that I have that kind of introduced me to this whole thing. I was basically like sitting like a seat or two behind them, and I got to watch his wife. She's very high energy, and she was like shaking and wiggling and having a lot of fun, just like a lot of like the church music and stuff like that. And it was just interesting watching how she affects him, and just like them just happy in general in that kind of a situation. It's not something I usually get to see, but I don't go to church, so. um, and yeah, it was weird, like to think uh, that they had a church service in Vegas in probably one of the only places that didn't have slot machines or anything like that, any form of way to gamble, which, you know, I mean, it wasn't a church, it was a stadium. Uh, because I'm pretty sure the churches in Vegas have slot machines, which I love the irony of. But on a completely different note, I guess. God, I don't remember where the hell I started. Something about the skyline. I don't know. I I'm working on getting a job in general. I'm still working on that, but I took a couple of days to kind of relax and clear my head after applying for SpaceX, and I'm gonna probably call them tomorrow or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. From what it sounds like is, regardless, like I'm thinking it's going to be a bad idea. My mentor is now thinking it's going to be a bad idea for the whole Thursday situation, which whatever. I can't negotiate those Thursdays off. Like I'm pretty positive I wouldn't be able to negotiate that. Um Maybe no overtime, like the 2 hours every other day of overtime plus weekends. I could maybe weasel my way with, but a single day in the middle of the week, I don't think it's going to happen because I would miss too much. The accommodation would probably just take too much to put in. I don't think that it would be worth it entirely. Um, I don't know. I'm hoping that whatever happens is the best outcome. You know, like I'm a man of fate, I guess. Not fate. Maybe that's a yeah, I think fate's probably the wrong word. I'd say like fortune, maybe. I don't know. Essentially, I believe that karma. That's a little better. I believe that to a certain extent, enough bad has happened in the sense of you know stuff I've had to deal with, and I've done enough good in my time. I think, at least, I hope that in one way or another I'm owed some good, but hoping on it and relying on it's not going to get me anywhere. So We'll we'll see how that goes. uh, you can bet that when whatever happens, you'll be the first to know. Which means nobody, I guess. Again, not like I give a shit. You know, nobody's gonna watch these for 2 years maybe, and who knows if these videos are even still up in 2 years. I'm probably gonna be taking down a lot of my old gaming videos, probably. I don't know. I might leave them up. Who knows? I don't really see that they've gained any more traction than what they originally had, so it's whatever. I really do want to do YouTube, like, not even as a job, just as a hobby. Like, as a way to kind of, build a habit, but at the same time, to kind of entertain myself, you know? I. Something about the idea of, like, talking to an empty screen. Not an empty screen, but talking to a video of me or whatever. um, I don't know. It helps kind of clear my head a little bit, so I'm not stuck in my head all the time, every single day, because that causes depression. um, I'm a I'm a firm believer of a lot of like what Christopher Titus tends to preach on stage. One of which was a joke pertaining to his insane mother, and he was like, there's a good chance that his mother, if she had had the opportunity to, have like an open mic night and get on stage and tell her problems to the world and have them laugh, maybe she would have been able to get over it, or maybe she would have took out the entire front row with a fully automatic weapon. She she was completely crazy. But I love the idea of like being able to get on stage or get behind a camera, or I'm sorry, in front of a camera, and just kind of rattle out the things that are kind of bugging me at the moment, or the things that are just kind of on my mind. Because I like to think that eventually, after I get tired of hearing the same things over and over, or I get tired of saying the same things over and over, eventually I'll start to have better and better news or more interesting things to say, Um, Brendan Ferris's thing that he tells people is, just get the crap out. Because towards the beginning, you're going to suck. And I accept that. I 100% accept that. When I first started YouTube, I genuinely thought, I need to be amazing at this from the start. I need to be so good at this that I'm gonna be able to just instantly be able to knock other YouTubers out of the water. That's not gonna happen, and if it does happen, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna be able to do with that kind of success instantly, because I'll have it. I'll never have had the experience of having anybody follow me, and then all of a sudden a bunch of people follow me, and I have no fucking clue what the hell it is they want or why they're here. So over the time, I need to build up, which I'm okay with. And I make no claim that I will become some huge fucking YouTuber or whatever. I'm not gonna, try to outpace fucking PewDiePie or whatever. Like, I think that's even possible. Jesus, he's so fucking far ahead of everybody else. It's ridiculous. And I think it's mostly just for the meme. I respect you, Pewdster, but I'm not a fan of your content. I respect what you do, though. I like the hustle, and I can appreciate it. I don't know really much of what you've done in the recent days, but I used to watch when you used to play fucking, what was it, Happy Wheels. Yeah, when I was super young. But hey, screw T Series, right? um, sorry, I probably shouldn't just be starting clout all of a sudden. But I mean, I don't know. Most of those subscriptions are bots, right? That just seems unfair. Um, God, I went all over the place today. Uh, yeah, no, I hit my 20, so still don't know what the hell I'm going to call this either. So I'd say until next time, peace.